for years and has served us in multiple positions. Without further ado, brothers and sisters, help me welcome the Paka family.
Brothers and sisters, this is I think the third Saturday already. So if you could, the fourth Saturday, fourth. So if you would see from the start, the cooking of a Christian life program, it starts by who is Jesus Christ, what is God like, the spiritual thing, then the loving God and your neighbor. Now, the most important thing that it should have been delivered last week, but we asked to be delivered this week, is the Christian family. Pamilya, no? So, pamilya. Today, my wife, Gigi, and my kids, Clive, and Candice. Our eldest son, again, is taking up law niya. Exam yun. Nevertheless, naa siya ay video and online on his presentation. No? So, very quick presentation. Okay? Very major exam ang doon sa law. No? So, let us start by saying that the Christian family is the very important in our society. No, so marriage and family are counted among the most precious treasures of human life. No, as per Gaudium et Spes reminds us, the well-being, no, of a family, of an individual person, and Christian society is closely bound with the healthy state of conjugal and family life. As someone who spent 13 years sailing around the world as a ship captain away from our family for years pa mang kontrata sa una, 1 year. Lumagero kaya ang kontrata ron nilang we have online, unsay kontrata ganirong kapitan? 6 months. No, online, at least, online na baron na mina, we have online participants, no? There are also seaman. Sa una, we have 9 months contract. Kung dili ma-timing sa port, you add another 2 months. Uy, wala pa man po yung port, kay walay ibuli. You need another nasa 3 months. Munang tinuig yun. So, I understand that being a seaman, having a very good career, but that is not a very Christ-centered relationship because at that time, there was no online facility. Ang amo ang Christmas card at that time, maabot, iniga, adlaw nas minatay, mantuin na. So, pinpal man sa una, kanang uban anad ni siguro pinpal. So magsige ka basa o paminaw sa radyo kay para makamo ka mo bulatik sa mong pinpal. Ang maabot imuhang suwag sa Valentine's, wala Pasko na sad. So the first mission field is setting a home. A home cannot be bought by money. Mga bruta at sa Saudi, still we go home. Unya ang problema nato sometimes, no, not all will be the children. Why? We have no time to discipline. As a seaman, we have no time to discipline. Nga naman, ako ang time to vacation is only 2 months. Mga saba pa ka. No, inong kayo sa mong anak na ang ngari na ulit mo lang kag mga saba. So, that's a challenge of an overseas foreign workers. And this is a life that we have to do to maintain. And for 13 years, we have to reflect the core values that make a Christian family thrive. I like to share you letters, words that would compose, no? The first letter that each letter I like to share is about letter C, no? Letter C. What is C, no? C is about communion, no? Kaniko ng fabrics of society, and C is a communion. Pope John Paul II said the Christian family constitute a specific revelation and realization of ecclesiastical communion. Our homes are domestic churches, places where Christ is present. Love is nurtured and faith is passed on. It is in Genesis 2:18. It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a suitable partner for him. And in Matthew 19:5 says, the two shall become one. Muna siya. What's the difference between marriage and wedding? Marriage is a binding of two to become one. Wedding is just a celebration for us to eat. Mga unta. No? That's the main difference. So, marriage is not just a societal, social contract. It's a covenant of love where man and woman reflect the unity of Christ and His church. I'd like to share to you the communion of man and wife. No? Whatever your profession, we need to find a partner in this life. Some of us, kung swertihon, magkakita tag wapa dato pa yun. Uban sad, ingon ako mama, pwede rin na, basta buutan lang. No? Okay lang yun. Swertihon sa ka, buutan pa, dato pa, okay na niya. Usay, ay na lang tanawa sang naong kay kanang kung swertihon. No? Kana maka-timing ta, guwapa. No? Guwapa inside and outside. No? So that's very important. So the communion of man and woman, no? Letter C. My wife will discuss to you about letter H. So, unsa man yung letter H, no?
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Letter H, head. Head. Wives, be submissive to your husbands. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22 to 25. I know it a heavy verse, often misunderstands. Sorry. But submission is the Christian contest, means trust, and the command of husband is far greater to learn in love, even unto a sacrifice. I submit to Rodin not because I am weak, but because I believe in his calling to lead our family with love, and is called to lay down his life for us, just like Christ did for the church.
So it's started letter C. Communion is the next, is the head or the husband. No? So, kini ko nung mga asawa, you must submit to your husband. Muna na kung ang nagkupot sa bangkok sa imuhang pamilya karon is your husband, is your asawa, karon siguro after CLP, balik na ninyo sa inyong bana. Okay. Okay, there are two kinds, two things that we have to remember, no? This is a submissive wife and a loving husband. Okay. Submit siya, then ang husband sad mo love. Because they will not submit if we will not love. So two sides na siya. A submissive wife and a loving husband. Yan nasa tayo gitawag o good husband. Kanang di mo trabaho. Ang wife ray patrabahoon. Kanang maoy mo higot sa imuhang liston. Kanan. And I have failed before. I failed terribly before. I used to lead with pride. I also betrayed my vows. And through God's mercies and Gigi's forgiveness, I was given a second chance. Importante yung kayo sa wife na magpasaylo sa iyang bana. Kaya naman, kung di ni mo pasayloon ang imuhang bana, asam siya mudangan. Ako si Kiingnan, pag-uli ko. Imo kong palayason diri asam mo kong mudagan. Di mudagan ko bigas. Isa ka, sige, pasayloon na lang. Binuang na niya. No, forgiveness is very important. That's when I realized that the head doesn't mean being a boss. It means being a servant. You know, when I was youngest captain in the world at 26, and all the seamen maybe knows this one, I have very big voice, and I was forced to be a terrible captain, terrible, very strong, because at my age, I was underestimated. Nobody will believe me on board. So the only way I have to be believed is to become a terror captain. I was very terror. Usa kasipyat uli, usa kasipyat uli. Uli ka, I don't care. Di ka mo na ka uli. And that's, I was brought up like that. Because time made me like that. So I went home, I was a very terrible husband as well. Because imuhang pagkakapitan, imumang dadons balay. With all the shouts and everything. No, I don't know kung kani chief engineer sabayan niya ato ang mga CLP leaders. Ako kay bawo kung ilahang pagka-chief engineer, ila sa ning dadons balay. No? So, but because of the Christianity program, the lessons, we have also, God gave us the graces to be different. The next letter I'd like to introduce is respect. Respect is, in Corinthians 7:4 reminds us, the wife does not have authority over her own body, nor does the husband, but they belong to each other. Respect is mutual. Though I earned more financially, Gigi's work at home was equally divine. Okay. I like to stress this one. Na may usahay na mas dako pag yung sweldo ang ato ang bana kaysa ato ang asawa. It doesn't mean na they are under us because sila may nagluto na to, they prepare everything. It doesn't mean that we go home, they are not equally be respected, because they earn less. The next would be also the income, for example. Naasa kayo asawa, na dako yung kayo sweldo compare sa bana. It doesn't mean the husband is not capable. In fact, sa Manila, ang tawag anak, kimis man. Kimisis lang umaasa. Mahuma na sila no? Kimis ko ba? Ikan sa mga dali. Kita lang ko sa US. Akong amigo sa una, used to be top of students of UC. Kimis ko dali. Kimisis lang umaasa. Nurse mo na yung asawa. But it doesn't mean, siya tigbantay sa bata nila. From morning up to evening. It's the same with us here. It doesn't mean you are less in our family, no? So, respect is mutual. The difference of salary doesn't mean anything. The difference in roles never became differences in value. We shared our burdens and victories. We lifted each other daily. The next letter is what we call intimacy, no? So, intimacy, Gigi will explain this to you.
Our intimacy was not just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and sacrificial. As an OFW wife, I was often alone, but I prayed, I woke, I forgive, and in time I brought back not just my husband, but the man God created and is to be.
God preserve a band through distance. And, you know, when we joined BCBP, we restored what was broken in us and gave it a purpose. Some of you join here with a broken something. And I assure you, after this CLP, God will give you something to make it whole again. Because the next letter I like to introduce is what we call letter S. Sacrifice. Marriage is a cross-affection of self. For those who doesn't know, pintor ko sa barko sa una. Ako'y niya na mekanista ko. So some of you, we have different sacrifices. Wives will never know what a seaman does on sa barko. Di gyud mo kahibaw on sa among gibuhat. Bisag wa may tulog, di gyud mi misulti. Wa kapoy kami, di gyud mi misulti. We sometimes doesn't sleep for days. Labi na magsigig discharging gikan sa New York down Philadelphia. Discharging ini kahuman. Kuha na standby for an up. Bawang na standby, singgit na sa kuhan. Mata na sa ta. We never sleep for days. Hindi yun ang kadungog na mo. No? Because we never complain. So these are the sacrifices.
God gave me a grace to forgive, not submit for comfort, but the covenant that stayed for each other. We stayed for our children, and we stayed because God had a bigger plan. In 2011, Rodin attended his first BCBP breakfast. In 2012, we joined the CLP. That was the start of our family rebirth. Catechism in 22:06 says, the family is a privileged community called to share thought, prayer, and comparisons of calling, raising children. Our job as a parent is not just to provide, but to disciple. We taught our children through routines and relationship. We prayed nightly as a family. We went to Sunday Mass together. We taught them humility by letting them serve with golf workers and caddies. We gave them structure, sharing rules, summer learning, early morning, and disciples.
Most of all, we led by example. We cannot teach what we do not live. For example, brothers and sisters, our children are the very observant person right now in our house. What we're doing as a BCBP member, as a family, reflect to them as well. That's why today, we call our children to testify what is BCBP as children. What are you feeling na akong papa, BCBP, sige attend breakfast, chapter head sa Talisay, mag-teaching kada General Assembly, and what they are teaching to at our home. Living a divided life is what we are not teaching in BCBP. What we are living outside and inside our house should be the same. This is what we call living a divided life. Today, I'd like you to share a video of my son, who is Carl, is sharing you in a few minutes only his life as a BCBP kid.
Good day, titos and titas. My name is Carl Artem Rusalbaca, and I am the eldest of the 3 siblings. I am currently a second-year law student at the University of San Carlos, and for the very first time in my life, I am living away from home in an apartment near the school. Perhaps it has already been 2 weeks since I last saw the face of my beautiful mom and the extraordinary stomach of my extraordinary dad. Growing up, our house was never quiet. There was always something happening. And the worst part is having to follow my dad's rules every single day. And these are his rules. There are 4. Rule 1. Wake up time is always 6 a.m. regardless of whatever reason. Rule number 2. Everyone must eat together as a family. So if you are hungry, then wait. If you are not hungry, then still eat with the rest of the group. You cannot avoid this rule unless there is an immediate or valid excuse. Rule number 3. Whenever God tells us to pray, everyone has to stop whatever they are doing and pray, unless there is an immediate or valid excuse. So that's rule number 3. I mean, that's always the case in our house, okay? And last rule, rule number 4, prepare random follow-up questions from mom or dad about your day, school, or any struggles you may be facing. Just like any other teenager in this situation, the house may not feel like a home at all, but a military camp. During these times, I honestly thought it was too much. Too many rules, too many reminders, and too many unnecessary struggles. But strangely enough, something interesting happened when I moved to my apartment to study law. For the first time, I felt like there was freedom from irrational control. At least, that was what I believed back then. I was wrong. Before, I used to complain about my dad's rules. I would ask myself, why do we need to wake up at 6 a.m.? But look at me now. In law school, I don't wake up at all because there are times I don't even sleep. And in the times that I do sleep, there are moments where I need to wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning just to study. And mind you, my dad never forced me to go to law school. In fact, when I was still in college, I was the one who kept telling him that I wanted this path. And because of that, he supported me. That's why, when I think about it, makaingon yun ko nga, sakto raman di ay nga giatad mi sa akong papa o disiplina sa pagmataw sa'yo. Bisan sa mga adlaw nga wala raw buhaton sa una. So definitely, I'm actually very thankful now for rule number 1. As for rule number 2, eating together, back then, I tried my best to come up with the most convincing excuse just to eat alone because I really find them annoying. Samukan ko ba nga, if magkaon ko dagang istorya, o niya magpuyog silang tanan, niya sagon sila nga topic, gusto ko kung magkaon ko, ako ra isa. So maro kayo ko sa una, maingon ko nga, daghan kong project, inani, inana, niya, mutuo raman sila. Munang abogadohon yun kayo. joke only. Kidding aside. Anyways, looking back, I realized how much I regret it. There are just days in law school that are so difficult that I find myself wishing I could go back to those simple moments. There are even times I feel like crying and giving up because I feel like I am so alone. Alone in eating, alone in studying, and in a lot of things as I pursue this dream of mine. Well, I know God has my back and I also know my parents are there to support me. However, I could have at least taken advantage of the opportunity to eat together with them before. Then, rule number 3, prayer. I understand it now more than ever. In law school, prayer has become my weapon in battle. Prayer is calling on God, and when you call on God, He always answers. My dad was actually teaching us something important, that prayer should always come first, for it is through prayer that we allow God to give us what we need. After all, He is simply waiting for us to call on Him. And finally, the last rule. Back then, my mom and dad's voices felt like drums playing at maximum volume. Samo kayo. Always asking questions, always following up. But now, I find myself longing for those conversations. Life has just become busy as an adult. My parents are busy, I am busy, and sometimes we barely have time to talk. I should have appreciated them more when I had a chance to do so. because their questions, their reminders, their kumustas, even their lectures were actually expressions of love and concern. Karon, ako na sige og pamaray, mukalit ra og panawag sa akong mama, mangumusta, magkichika. I truly miss those days, and I always miss them. Today, I already see things differently. Those house rules were never irrational control. They were formation. My parents were not simply raising children, they were preparing us for the harsh realities of the world. They are preparing us physically, mentally, and spiritually. So, I would like to end my speech with two messages. First, to all the children out there, cherish your parents. Have faith in the formation they are giving you. Well, every household has its own system and its own way of shaping its children. Learn to honor it, trust it, and grow from it. After all, the fourth commandment is clear. Honor your father and your mother. Perhaps this has always been the golden rule stipulated by our Lord God, because you can never go wrong when you listen to your mom and dad. Second, to all the titos and titas here who are parents, thank you. Thank you for your love, your sacrifices, and your tireless efforts for your children. Please continue to be the foundation and pillars of your families, because the trust and confidence of your children rests upon you. And to my own parents, thank you for the rules I once complained about. This, I believe, is what our community stands for. This is the spirit of BCBP. Families grounded in faith, strengthened by discipline, and guided by love. A family where parents form their children, and children learn to honor their parents. That's it. Because in the end, strong families build strong people, and strong people build a better world. And that is the beauty, the mission, and the way of a Christian family in BCBP. Thank you.
So that is Carl, 24. Ilan mo ka? Ilan niya. Karoon ko siya kita, kaya ako nag-edit na it's recorded this morning. So niya, akong i-edit. Anyhow, my second son is Clive. Pero nagadam ni Clive, okay ni siya gamay. Ato na si Candice. Sabi Candice, you go first. So, the only rose among the roses.
Good day everyone. My name is Candice and I am the youngest in the Paca family and the only daughter. Growing up with two older brothers was actually a blessing for me. Because of them, I was exposed to many different sports at a young age. I learned how to play basketball, volleyball, badminton, and table tennis, but I'm not a master Manny. I just learned how, and I'm really grateful for that. When I was younger, I will admit that there were times when I wish I had a sister. I imagined having someone to talk to about things like skincare, fashion, and all the usual girl stuff. Pero okay ra kay, mura maghihapon sila babae. Dugay mo sila mahuman. Kung sige pag ilis-ilis, kami no'y maghuwat ni mama sa sakyanan. But yeah, being surrounded by them made me competitive. And over time, I realized that it also helped me become more active and disciplined. Di ko ganahan magpalupig sa una. Kaya ako na may babae, youngest, and sila duha kuya, magduwa always. So I also want to join. It taught me to try harder, to push myself, and to not easily give up. But more importantly, it reminded me that the abilities we have are also gifts from God. Another part of my childhood was growing up as a BCPP kid. I remember going to different houses for prayer meetings and seeing families come together to pray. As kids, we were always included, and because of that, I learned at a young age that faith was something that could be part of everyday life. Sometimes people see the youngest or the only daughter and immediately assume certain things. They may think that maybe you're always protected, stricto is papa, or that life must be easier. But like every young person, I am still learning, growing, and trying to understand who God is calling me to become. Growing up is not always easy. There are moments of uncertainty, moments of pressure, and moments when we do not always know the right path. But I am grateful that I am growing in a family that constantly reminds me about faith. My parents always reminds us that blessings we receive in life are not meant to make us feel greater than others. Instead, they remind us that blessings comes with responsibility. Responsibility is to remain humble. Responsibility to treat others with kindness and dignity. And responsibility to live out our faith not only in church, but in our everyday actions. Being part of a Christian family does not mean being perfect. It simply means continuing to grow, to learn, and to trust that God is guiding us through every stage of our lives. As I continue growing, I know that I still have many things to learn, but I am grateful for a family that continues to guide me toward faith, humility, and love. Thank you.
Thank you, Candice. So when we joined BCBP, Candice cannot yet walk. No? Ako pa na around 2011. So she was born in 2009. No? So she is raised under BCBP care. Dagan siya ang mga tito ang titas. When we join action group meeting, prayer meetings, to ano nga to, magdua-dua siya with other kids. No? The same as the kids that you are also seeing right now. No? So they grow with us. Now last is we have Clive Baka, no, my second son taking up accountancy in University of San Carlos.
Good afternoon, Tita and Tito. My name is Clive R. Paka, and I am the second child in our family. I'm currently studying accountancy at the University of San Carlos. Growing up in our family was interesting. My father used to be a ship captain, like he said before, and sometimes, honestly, it felt like we were living on a ship. Schedules, instructions, discipline. Sometimes I felt like we were not children, we were the crew. But one thing that always stood out in my life was the time I spent with my father. Many of those moments happened on the golf course. Golf may look like a simple sport, but for us, for me, it became something more. It became time together. Early mornings, long walks across the course, quiet conversations between our shots, and sometimes we talk about golf, sometimes we talk about business, and sometimes we talk about life. And sometimes we didn't even talk at all. But I learned something important in these moments. Golf teaches patience. It teaches us humility. And one good shot does not make you great, and one bad shot does not make you failure. Life is like that too. Growing up, many people compared me to my father. And honestly, that can be very difficult for me. My father has strong leadership, strong personality, and strong networks. Sometimes people expect me to be exactly like him. But as I grow older, I realize something important. God does not create any copies. God creates individuals. I may not have the exact same strength as my father or my mother, but my parents never asked me to become like that. Instead, they involved me in the family. They asked me to help with chores, to observe business discussions, to meet people in their networks like this, to understand responsibility, And at first, I thought those things were just obligations. But now, I see something different. They were preparing me for the future. And one day, our family business will need someone to take care of it. And slowly, step by step, I am learning what that responsibility means. But perhaps the most important lesson I learned growing up in our family was this: success is not only about achievement, it is about character. My parents never told us to become the richest person in the whole wide world. They told us to become good people. People with discipline, people with humility, and people who remember God. And as I continue studying, playing golf, and preparing for my future, I know that my journey will be different from my father or my mother. But the values they planted in my life will be every guide that I need. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. So in closing, I have just to share you the letter word C, H, R, no, which is communion, H is the head or the husband, and R is respect, the intimate, which is I, the sacrifice, and the teaching. If you read that one, that is Christ. Family without Christ, without those letters, will be family that will be broken later on. Because Christ is the binding grace for each family. Today, families are under attack from social media immorality to economic separation. The enemy is targeting the home na divorce bill. Kahuman aning divorce bill, ilisod na sa kuno nilang abortion. So we choose to fight back with prayers, presence, and purpose.
We are not perfect. We made mistakes, but we made the decisions to follow Christ together, no matter what. Do we make time to truly connect with our children? Do we arrange our busy schedules, prioritize them just in the presence, but in heart?
These questions will guide you as we end. Do we go to church together as a family? Do you force or really make your schedule to go together? Do we pray together at home? Even not a rosary, even a simple novena, even a simple prayers. One Our Father, three Hail Marys, one Glory be. Do you pray together? Carl used to question this one. How many times in a week do you share meal? This question Carl sent us. Do you share meal with your kids? And truly talk, how many times do you listen during mealtime or not listen at all? Clive has a question.
How often do you play with your kids? Laugh with them? Do you travel or relax as a family, or does everyone live in their own world?
How often do you go on outings together, visit your farm, a park, or even just walk outside together? Do you tell each other your dreams, your fears, your prayers?
Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Baka family. We are not perfect, but we are a Christian family. We hope that God bless you all the time. Good afternoon.